NY, the AZ is SVO. Jokes aside, the realest when you hear it coming from the Eric Bernal show is Scottsdale. Very own, get your phone and hear a call, we going on.
Welcome to another episode of the Eric Bernal show. Like, comment, subscribe. You think I'm ugly, fat, whatever, put it in the comments. We adore you. I'll be talking about Austin, Texas at some point, maybe even the next episode, because this episode's a little bit special. We have Gatsby the artist. He has no microphone. Gatsby?
What up?
All right, that's Gatsby. Gatsby, put your Instagram right over my eyes, like I'm trying to protect my identity, and then put whoever you think is the sexiest Pokemon to the left of me. We're all going to judge you, whoever that you think that is. All right? Because I think they have ages now, and there's a lot of things you can go off of that. Anyways, you can follow me at Eric Bernal Comedy, winner of Best Comedian, which I love that some comedians were like, they congratulated, like, good job winning Best Comedian in Arizona. We wanted to be the first one to let you know it doesn't mean shit. So that's good. All right. I wrote up a little intro for this one, all right? We don't do these all the time, but, hey, it's not every day we have a professional and not professional scammer like we've had before here on the show. All right, folks, we got a special one today. We're talking big hits, big blocks, and even bigger meals. The guy's an absolute tank on the field and a legend in the trenches. You know him, you love him, you probably wouldn't want to line up across from him. This man has been moving bodies like a New York City bouncer at 1987 with Coke still on, Coca-Cola is what I mean. Hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada, Sin City, baby. He took his talents to, is it UTEP? UTEP, where he bullied defensive linemen for 4 straight years before getting drafted 34th overall. My team, the New York Giants, they couldn't do shit, but what are you going to do? Started every game as a rookie. Known as one of the toughest rookies in the league that year. He's holding it down for the Arizona Cardinals, making sure his QB stays upright, and the running back's got a place to go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Will Hernandez. Make that a black applause, Gatsby. Very, very important. Will, welcome. We met at the Duno comedy show, and you were the biggest Mexican I've ever seen. I thought you were a Saudi Arabian prince's security guard, but it turns out you are Mexican, right?
I am full.
Full, 100%, whatever that means. You know, Latino is, because I went to school for history, so to be like anything, it's like to be 3 parts of something. It's like you're indigenous people, you're some sort of European, and then you're some sort of African.
Yeah.
And that's why Sammy Sosa, well, before he turned white, I don't know if you guys seen that. Put a picture of Sammy Sosa the way he looks now. White with blue eyes somehow. Anyways.
Maybe we need to do that like 22andMe or 23andMe?
23andMe, yeah. No, because because there's a lot of Asian people in, Gatsby, the producer, is actually, he's our native. He's a Native American.
Okay.
And we thank you.
Appreciate you.
We hold you tight, and I hope you like what we did with the place.
Especially the casinos, huh? Yeah.
Well, look, I remember watching you get drafted. So I'm a New York Giants fan. I'm from New York, from Westchester, New York, Sleepy Hollow, New York, house and land of the Headless Horseman. And I remember going, they got Spanish, they got Latinos and linemen? Like, are there a lot of Mexican linemen?
You talking about in the league?
In the league.
You know what? There's not, actually. I think I can count them on one hand, the amount
starters.
of Latinos that we have. Oh, if we're talking starters, then shit, maybe it's me and one more other person.
That are fully bilingual.
Fully bilingual.
Yeah,
because you speak Spanish.
Yeah.
You're not a Joe No Sabo kid.
Nah. At times, but nah. 90% of the time I'm on it.
Yeah, because I've seen you speak Spanish. I'm like, wow, it's really good. And then I've seen your mustache. I'm like, this guy knows how to make coffee. And that is that hard? Is that wax or something?
Yeah, man. First of all, I want to shout out the Manor Barbershop. They're the ones that made this happen.
Hell yeah! Shout out to the barbershop.
Here
do they have an
Old Town.
Instagram?
They do. The Manor Barbershop.
Can you put their Instagram up, Gatsby?
Absolutely. And
he'll put it up.
But yeah, man. No, so it's my boy Edgar. He kind of got me on it. It actually started as a camp stash. You know, the traditional camp stash. Everybody rocks it.
For sure.
When camp's done, mustache is done. But you know what? When I started doing it, it started kind of growing on me. No pun intended.
Hey, you.
Hey, you see, I'm learning from you. I'm learning from you.
Yeah, there we go.
But
yo, I think he just bruised me. You might see legal action.
I hope you're proud. But no, yeah. So it kind of grew on me, man. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna rock with this mustache. And at the time, everything was going really good for me too during camp and the way I was playing. And you know, I fell into that little superstitious, vibe.
Everyone
so
has something.
I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna rock it until I
because there's some questions people sent in, and some of them are based on superstition. So I'll go ahead and actually, because I know off the top of my head, do you have a ritual breakfast before Sunday's game?
Yeah. So in the morning, we're always at the team hotel, right?
Okay.
Whether we're here in Phoenix or we are traveling somewhere else, we got to stay at the hotel the night before. So we wake up and have breakfast there, and then we head to the stadium. So what I always eat is 4 over easy eggs.
All right.
We're pairing that with probably a shitload of avocado. Probably doing about 2 avocados.
Dang.
We're doing a plate of spaghetti. Got to carb up a little bit.
All right.
And then we're also doing orange juice, a little bit of oatmeal, and some chopped up fruit.
Because you know what it is? Somebody can look at that and be like, wow, that's extreme. But they don't understand that you're an extreme person. You have to put your body under extreme. If anyone sees the most hits, it's offensive linemen. I want to say. I mean, who sees more?
No, talking about consistent hits, yeah, for sure. Linemen have the most contact. And then I would say probably like running backs and receivers, they have the highest impact contact, but it's not every play.
Yeah, because like I'm thinking back in the day, like Dawkins, who would lay hits on people, like you wouldn't see them coming. But they have taken those out, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're changing rules up every single year in the NFL. Every single year we have a meeting at the beginning of the season, and they announce the 2 or 3 rule changes that there was in order to make the game a safer game. And I only say that because, like, you know, I wouldn't mind playing back like how it was in 10 years ago.
Are you a born ruffian? Take me back to being from Las Vegas. I know who's from there. Gatsby. Neo. He's one of my favorite artists. I don't know, but that's a random one.
My sexy love.
Doom, doom, doom. But he reps Vegas big, and he has 4 girlfriends. Maybe we could talk about that and how he makes that successful. But so you're from Vegas. When people think Vegas, they think gambling, prostitution, and I don't know, some movies, right?
Yeah.
What was it like living there?
Shit, man. Vegas, honestly, is a very, I feel, not underrated city as far as, because everybody knows Vegas, but I'm talking about quality of life. Vegas is actually a really good city to live in. We got snow every year, 45 minutes out.
Oh, that's true.
Mount Charleston. So if you want to do snowboarding and any of that, you can do that every single year there, even though you're in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
We have Lake Mead, which is 30 minutes out. Any water sports, anything you want to do there, you got it there too. And you got a lot of nearby towns. You got LA, quick 4-hour drive.
45-minute flight.
Yep. And I feel like you have it all. Obviously the nightlife shit.
Oh, it's crazy. It's insane. It's another level there, but I think I've talked to people who live in Vegas. They go like, but there's some other stuff. You know, if you get off the strip a little bit, because who's famously known to live there? Nicolas Cage and Joe Coy.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage. They live in something called I forget what it's called, but it's like an area.
It's a suburb. There's a lot of suburbs.
It's an area, but it's a very rich area.
Maybe like Summerlin or Henderson.
In the country.
Yeah.
Can we look up where Joe Coy and Nicolas Cage live in? He's my Jamie for he's my Jamie for on Rogan. He's like, Jamie, look this up real quick. 'Cause sometimes I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and but for the most part, some things I do get right. If I'm correct, you didn't play like football from when you were like in 3rd grade or anything like that, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I was actually a soccer player growing up, and I was a lot yeah.
You know, I've seen linemen after they retire go whoop in bodybuilding.
Yeah. But I was one of those kids that when I used to play soccer, I was getting too many red cards, man. It started being the sport that just wasn't for me anymore. And I started looking for something a little bit more rough, something a little bit more fun. I was a little wild as a kid, so I went from soccer to a little bit of boxing, and then I went straight into football after that.
Question: you got family where you live? A lot of family?
Yeah. All my family's back in
Do
Vegas.
you have tough older cousins that molded you, or do you think you? Because sometimes the story is, yeah, my cousins used to beat me down, or sometimes I had to beat people down for my little cousins, and like, so what was that? Would you have like people who like basically tested you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have a bunch of older cousins, but especially one. Shout out Danny Lemus. This guy was
Danny.
part of the reason why I feel, I have a lot tougher skin than most people. This guy used to, your classic, cousin, bullying you,
Slap you.
talking, slapping
you
you
up.
around, beating you up. But yeah, man, a lot of people actually don't know this, and there was a point in my life when I was in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And I got bullied a little bit, and that was the turning point that kind of switched me into that dog mentality. And I actually never told this story like in public, but I was in middle school. I was a sixth grader, and I was riding my bike every day to school. And I took my bike and parked it in the little bike area. All of a sudden, I got 3 8th graders coming up to me, and these were like the 8th graders that were like skating around all day back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like 3 years older than they actually were. And then next thing you know, they're surrounding me, just like in a fucking movie. They come up to me, they're surrounding me, and I was like, oh fuck's going on? And then all 3 of them are just like, they're pissed, they're boiling, and they're like, we heard you fucking snitched on us about our skateboards and shit, because I guess they confiscated them or something. And I was just like, I literally don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. Like, I didn't snitch on anybody. And I didn't. And they were just like, nah, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. He told us over there. And then they point, and there's some fucking little scrawny-ass kids, like, behind the bike rack, like, looking. Must have been his ass who told.
It had to be.
And he's just looking at me like this. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And they start, like, grabbing me and pushing me around, grabbing my backpack, throwing it. And I was just like, I was a little 6th grader, right? And I started getting like all fucking panicked. And I just kept telling them over and over, I'm like, yo, like, I didn't do it. And it's in the morning, right? So all the buses are coming in with all the kids dropping them off. We're right by the bus area as well. So you just started seeing this whole wave of kids kind of just go like this, kind of looking at me like, oh shit, what's going on over there? And when I saw I had a crowd, I was like, oh shit, like I got started panicking even more. And so next thing you know, one of the hall monitors comes out and sees what's going on. They start pushing me around. I start crying.
Yeah.
I start crying. And hall monitor comes by and she's like, hey, leave him alone. Like this and that. And all she did was just make shit worse, because as soon as she yelled out like that, all the kids that were getting off the bus just turned around and looked. And then next thing you know, like the guys are just backing up and stuff. Hall monitor comes, grabs me, and she's like, leave him alone, this and that. Like, I'm taking you to class. Walks me past all the kids that were getting off the bus. Everybody sees me crying. And and after that, all I remember is saying to myself is like, damn, bro, like I felt so embarrassed that day. I was like, I'm never going to let some shit like that happen again. Like, no matter what, no matter the circumstances. And that was really when that mentality
That
for me,
defining moment.
it started. And I got into football shortly after that, 2 years later, and I started playing sports and I started doing boxing, and that's when I like really everything changed.
It's almost
for me.
like you welcomed the chaos. Like, come at me. Like, I'm not gonna let these things get to me anymore. I think there's always a defining point where someone goes, it doesn't matter what it is, and it could be a regular job, a relationship, it could be friendship, it could be a hobby, where you go, I'm never going to feel like that ever again.
Exactly.
I'm never going to feel like that ever again. I remember when I started comedy, and there was things called bringer shows. You had to bring 10 people or you couldn't perform. And I remember I would bust my ass, I'd bring people, and then I remember I only had 7 people come, and the guy at the door was like, sorry, you can't perform. And I was like, yeah, but I brought 7. Last time I brought 20, and
yeah, she can.
and then he was like, nah, you'll learn. And I remember my 7 friends left the thing and waited for me outside, and I was tearing up. And then I just went, and they were like, what's wrong? I was like, this is never gonna happen again. They're gonna pay me to come here.
Yeah,
watch.
hell yeah.
And honestly, there is a thing where you could either go hide in the corner or rise to the occasion. You know, like basically you became like Roberto Boucher. You know, like Bobby Boucher, but you became alter ego Roberto Boucher. Like, isn't his dad's name Roberto?
Yeah.
Roberto.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so before we introduce the crew, we do have some questions from our online listeners.
Hey, you think that those guys would step to you right now, this day and age?
You see, and that's
Those
one
guys are
thing
probably
too.
dead or something.
Yeah, probably. Those guys fucking used to do like some hardcore shit.
Yeah, right.
But no, I always tell like the guys, whoever I tell the story to, my teammates and shit. I'm like, I honestly believe that if you put all three of them in front of me, I'd beat all their ass at once.
Well, I mean, I
At the
take
same
that
time.
bet.
Yeah, I would too.
I would gamble on that for sure.
I mean, you go to war with other huge giant men. This is like the
It turns
craziest
out these
shit.
guys like went to like MMA and shit, turned their life around. And
They're
then
like
I get my
cops
ass
now.
beat.
He's like, hey, by
They're
the
in
way,
the
I'm
military.
Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
All right, could you date a girl as tall as you?
No,
If your life depended on it, how many street tacos do you think you can eat in 10 minutes?
50 plus. I think. I think I can definitely get in the 50 range.
Maybe we'll do that for a charity one time.
Wait, are we talking single or double tortilla?
No, street taco.
So two. I mean, I've hit 25.
In 10 minutes, though.
10 minutes. 10
10
minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. All right.
Probably
And we're going
20?
to say 25.
25.
We'll keep it at 25.
Maybe we'll do it for charity one time. Any charity wants to get behind that, we'll go ahead and do that. Do you have any morning rituals?
Yeah, I go on a daily walk, 30 minutes. Walk my dogs too.
You have
Daily
a few
walk
dogs?
every single day.
Do you have a few dogs? Or one
I got
dog?
2 German Shepherds.
Oh, shit. Are you single? Some girl asked you.
I'm not.
All right. What's your favorite Miley Cyrus song? What the?
That's a great question.
Well, hey,
That's a great fucking question.
yeah.
No, it is. I actually fuck with Miley Cyrus.
So do I, but that was random.
Let's do. I mean, I'm not gonna say "Party in the USA." That's too basic.
fire, though.
Hey, Wrecking. I low key fuck with Wrecking Ball. I like Wrecking Ball.
So Wrecking Ball, I went to go watch. I don't know if you know the group The Fray.
Yeah.
So The Fray, step one, you say when you. Anyways, they did their rendition of Wrecking Ball.
Oh shit.
It was so fire. Actually, the lead singer of The Fray speaks fluent Spanish. His parents were like doing missionary work, church work, and when he was a kid, they were like in Honduras or something, and that's how he's fluent. He can speak Spanish, sing it. It's crazy. Anyways,
That's
I know a
dope.
lot of random shit. All right, and then we'll do 2 of these, and then we'll ask the boys some of these funny ass questions. Would you rather fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I feel like the 100 duck-sized horses because the horse really the only thing it's got is that like that hind leg kick, right? Like the buck. If I'm worried about a buck that's his legs are this big, how much can that shit hurt?
I'm thinking like a duck is the size of like a chihuahua, so like a
Yeah.
chihuahua, but with like
Just start
horse.
kicking those fuckers. Yeah, bro.
Gotta stay in
I'm
front of
kicking. I'm just
Stomping
kicking.
on.
Yo, but real talk. Actually, if you could send us the footage, this man sinked a 50-yard field goal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you can send that to us, we'll post it right now, and where people can go watch it.
Oh yeah, I got you.
That's fun.
All right. What's the worst possible thing someone could say to you right before you go under for surgery?
Use words like probably or you should be good.
You should.
Shit like that. Like I went to Six Flags one time and
Oh my God! I already know.
like this is where this fucking like phobia or whatever you want to call it started. I would always get in. I was always a tight squeeze, all the way up until I was like 15 years old, and then it was over for me. But I was always a tight squeeze. We had to have sometimes 2 fucking workers come and buckle me in, and I'm not even scared of amusement rides, but I was fucking terrified my last few years going because it was literally like just good enough. And then I always had to ask the question. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be good, right? Like this shit ain't snapping. and they were just like, no, you should be good, and they would just walk away. And I'm just like,
The worst
God
part, it's
damn.
like 17-year-old kids telling
Yo.
you, like,
Trusting
yo,
your life with
How
these
about
kids and
this?
shit.
You know they have a TikTok and YouTube that's two fat ladies that test fat stuff, but they're
On-
bigger. They're more in
on
larger
Disneyland,
circumference.
right?
What do
saw
they
one.
call Gatsby? Just Google two fat white ladies.
Yeah, plus
Disney?
sized riders for
Yeah,
different
yeah.
parts.
And they go
Yeah.
like, oh, the tables don't move at this dining room, so you can't sit here. Anyways,
Low-key need
Mr.
to follow them.
Hernandez, I want you to introduce the people you have here today. Who are they to you, and who are they now?
All right, guys. So we got two Mios with me.
Two
These-
meals.
These are my boys, my best friends. We've been riding together since what, 13?
Yeah,
Since 2013. We all went to UTEP together. Shout out University of Texas at El Paso. Shout out Chucotown too. But yeah, these guys, I met them in college. We all came in together.
It's dope.
And, you know, we played football together. We played together in college. And we were roommates. And, yeah, we've been riding ever since we were a few 17-year-old kids.
Well, introduce yourselves. What are y'all? Are y'all living in AZ or?
Yeah, bro. So my name's Derek Ellendorf. I go by Mijo Dorf.
Mijo Dorf.
And yeah, we actually, me and, well, Josh introduced himself right now, but we got a house out in Gilbert together.
Oh, nice. That's where I
Yeah.
bought my house.
Cool.
What's your Instagram? If where you want to be followed?
Add DREK, DREK75. And then if you can, please go follow Mijo Things as well.
Mijo things. Well, we'll have Mijo things
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over, and then
My name's Josh Ortega. You can follow me at Joshua Ortega. my
Joshua
full name.
Ortega. All
Yeah,
right.
I got Instagram like in 8th grade, so I was able to get my full name.
Wow.
Yeah.
Clutch.
That's a
One of the lucky
flex.
So,
That's a flex.
but yeah, I go by Mijo Josh too. These are my boys. Live in Gilbert with the guys, and yeah, I've been in AZ for like 3 years now.
So everything that's being worn right now is Mijo things that's on the pod, including this vintage joint. I feel like at this point,
That was
right?
one of our first
It's a little
designs, bro.
vintage.
Yup.
Where did it come from? What does it mean?
So Mio Things is pretty much, we started it off as like just something we wanted to wear for ourselves. And then when we started designing the shirts and bringing them out, we were getting so many compliments on them. And then I had a little epiphany in my head. I'm like, you know, I'm getting into the later years of my NFL career, going into my 8th season. So now one of the primary focuses for me has, besides, you know, being the best player I could be, was passing it on to the next generation of kids, specifically Latinos, Mexican, Hispanic kids, all kids, but specifically what I am.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we talked about it in the beginning. There's not many of us,
No.
especially Spanish speakers. So I was seeing how everything was going with the league. Football's getting more popular in Mexico
Yep.
and in the Latino community here in the U.S.
Big time.
So what I wanted to do is create a platform besides my name, but create a platform that will give kids and make kids feel like they're a part of something.
Yeah.
You know, make the whole Latinos in football and Latinos in the NFL cool.
Like inclusive.
Exactly.
It's kind of like the first time. I remember when I found out Ginobili was from Argentina, and I was like, yo, he bad. Or Ricky Rubio. I remember those moments going like,
sure.
yo, Pau Gasol, you know.
Tony Parker.
Yeah, Tony. Exact. All these guys, you're like, yo, Tony Parker being, he's from France, right?
Yeah, he's from France.
And just being like, yo, these guys are doing it. And now it's even more so. You know, funny that you say Latinos in the NFL. I was always, and you know what I'm going to say, Julio Jones, that name always meant, I was like, is he Latino?
Yeah.
But Julio, but he's black, right? He's just
Yeah.
Yeah, I
he's
believe-
black.
yeah, I believe
and his
so.
dad just likes the name Julio or something.
Some
Or
shit
his
like
best
that,
friend's, his dad's best friend's Mexican
Maybe
or
Don
something.
Julio. That's where he got it
But it's
from.
like Julio Jones, like that. Those names kind of like. Are there any? I'm trying to think of those because you have Hernandez, you have Sanchez, you have those
Rodriguez,
prominent, yeah,
all those.
yeah, like Rodriguez. Are there any Rodriguez NFL players? Is there any?
I think there's one that plays for either the Packers. He's a
No, he plays
linebacker.
for the Lions.
Linebacker, right?
Yeah, Rodriguez. He's a linebacker, fellow Mexican,
Oh, that's a tough. That's a
and
tough. name.
yeah, he's actually a dog too.
There's something about like those. There's like some really cool names that look good on jerseys. You know, like being from New York. You know, even though they don't really put the names on the back of the NFL. I mean the Major League Baseball, but like a 2 with Jeter on it. Like there's like these names that just look great, and And then so you have some people in the NFL that their name don't even fit on the back.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, there's a lot of those, and I mean,
Juju, right?
yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster. I think they had to like abbreviate it or something, but
Malcolm
oh,
Rodriguez.
true.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Whoa! Look, a little bit of everything.
Y'all taking over and shit again, huh?
No, but yeah, man, that was pretty much the premise of us starting this brand. Once we put 2 and 2 together, we said, look, Will, you've been playing in the league for a while. You want to create something to help all these kids, which I had been doing years before that.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
But this was just a way
add on to
to
it.
add some swag to it, to make kids want to be a part of it, and to give them a voice too, just a little spotlight. And yeah, so that's really where Mijo things come from. We want to bridge that gap from Latinos in sports, whether you're a Pee-wee or a Pop Warner, middle school, high school player, or even college Latino player. Just know that Mijo things is a representation of Latinos in the NFL, and I'm here as proof.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel like I should applaud and, give you my underwear. But, no, honestly, though, that's, I haven't showered in 2 days. So it's,
Game worn.
yeah. In Japan, that's what they do. We talk about it pretty often here. In Japan, they have vending machines for underwear. You can purchase people's underwear. We don't know.
That'd be hard to like have in my closet too. Like it's a good way to organize. And
Vending machine? No,
you don't wear the same one over again.
Have you ever thought about, like, I don't know if you do this already, but do you sponsor, like, events? Like, put on, like, hey, all the kids come out here. We'll come up with teams there or come up with your teams. Or,
Yeah, hell yeah, man. No, we're all about helping the community. We actually just started our nonprofit called Mijo Things Foundation.
All right.
So we're serious about this. We're going to get it rolling. And the first order of business is going to be our second annual youth football camp, which we're having June 21st in El Paso, Texas.
Oh, nice.
And we're actually, the cool thing about this one is it's Mijo Things and Aaron Jones collab. So Aaron Jones, running back for the Vikings, he's also an El Paso guy. He played college ball with us.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a UTEP
damn.
guy. And so we decided to come together this year and create a huge kids camp this year for all the El Paso kids and anybody that wants to come out. But yeah, June 21st, we're gonna have around 1,500 kids.
Oh, that's awesome.
And,
And
we're
this
gonna
is
do it
actually
big.
the first time we're publicly announcing it too.
Yeah.
You guys are the first.
So
joint
we'll go ahead and
camp.
let's cut that up as a clip. June 21st. It's called the Mijo Things Foundation. I'll see if I know a few foundations that do things for kids, so maybe we'll get you linked up with them, see if they can help in any
That'd
other
be
type
great.
of way.
Hell yeah.
Donate
Yeah.
waters, Gatorade, shirts, whatever it is, benches. There's different things for different reasons.
That'd be
Gatsby,
great.
can you look up if there's any truth to this, that some of the best looking women come from El Paso, Texas? There was something on an article.
Telling y'all.
Low
bro.
key, low key.
Telling y'all.
So let me tell you how my mind works in Gatsby. I'm kind of like Rain Man, but just more rain and less man. I remember things that I've read 30 years ago, 20 years ago. I know, like, we were on the pod and they were like, oh yeah, it's like when Michael Jackson died. I'm like, I know, June 25th, 2009. Like, I'll pick things out, and I don't know where I've read this, but El Paso also hosts some of the beauty contestants. A lot of beauty contestants have come from there that have either been semifinalists or finalists for Miss America. Check if that's correct.
Yeah, wouldn't doubt it, huh?
Something like that. There is something like that. Who's from there? Not Eva Longoria. Is Eva Longoria from there? No.
No.
There was a girl. No, it was like a cheaper version of Eva Longoria. There was a show on Hulu called East Los, East Los High, and there was like a girl on the show, and I think she was from El Paso.
It was kind of back in the day too, right?
Yeah. This is like 10 years ago. It's got to be.
I'm not too
Which is
sure.
funny. How crazy is this? This is how the world's all aligned. One
One winner from El Paso, yeah.
that one Miss America.
One Miss USA.
Miss USA. All right. See, I knew there was something. But look, there's so many cities in the United States. For them to even have one is crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So this is how crazy the world's all connected and how this all makes sense. I was watching that show East Los High, right? It's now looking back on it, it's probably not the best show, but it was cool because it was like Latinos in high school kind of dealing with stuff. Like it was like, oh shoot, they're all, it was different, East Los Angeles. And I fucked with it, second season came and they had a call like, hey, if you guys want to be in the show or actors, you know, because they let us extend it. Like, we got an opportunity to get a second season as Latinos on Hulu. Like, yo. Yeah. And I told my roommate, who was this, like, gorgeous makeup artist, beautiful girl, my sister. And I said, yo, try to do it. You're pretty. They'll get you. Oh, shut up. But just do it. Send it in. They picked her. Okay? They picked her. She goes, I'm like, there's a girl on the show. Her name is Vanessa something. I forget. And I was like, I have a big crush on her, whatever. She meets her. They become friends. Sends me a video. Hey, Eric, thank you for enjoying the show. Right? Okay. Fast forward just a little bit further. I start watching this DJ on Instagram. Goes by the name Jay Valentino. Jay Valentino does a skit with that girl Vanessa. Vanessa is what leads me into Jay Valentino. Jay Valentino, I like his stuff. I DM him. I say, hey, I'm like in the beginning of my comedy career, you know. And he goes, and I sent him a clip, and he goes, well, that was good, but all the talent in the world doesn't matter without the hard work and effort. All right, this is 10 years ago. Then I said, dude, this is going to sound weird coming from a guy. I say, hey, if I'm ever in LA and you're DJing, could I come up and say hello? I was just a big fan. I'm an artsy kid. I liked what he was doing. For sure.
Dope.
We go. I go. I have my friend. My friends didn't want to go to that club. I went by myself inside. I was like, hey. And he was like, oh, what's up, man? Come. And he kicks girls out of the VIP, gets me a drink, says, hey, you know, chill for like 10, 15.
That's my morning boys.
Chill 10, 15, 20 or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to be here for like 20 minutes. Like, yeah, cool. Well, what do you want on? 2018, that time? 2008? 2022. I get a call from a management company. Hey, we have these two comics from LA coming in. They need a feature. You were recommended. Okay, cool. Who are they? They go by Concrete and Jay Valentino. I go, and I'm looking at Jay Valentino. I was telling him, I go, I wonder if this guy even remember. Like, it's weird, you know? Like, and I go, and he just looks at me and says, you look familiar. Anyways, good luck on your set. I went, and I murdered. Came back, and they were like, hey, we'd love to use you again, you know, blah, blah, blah. I said, Jay, I got to tell you something. And I showed him a video. He goes, yo, I remember you. And Jay Valentino had, like, I don't know, 80, 90K followers. Now he's like 500,000 or something.
Yeah, he's big.
And Concrete, I think, is at 1 million or close to it. Close to 1 million. And these guys, how it all led. And then through doing constant shows with Concrete, Jay Valentino, Jerry Garcia, all Mexican guys, right? Hit me up. Hey, do you know a guy named Duno? We're looking for somebody to feature. You know you're the guy, Eric. We'd love you to do a strong feature on that set. Sure, let me do it. Duno, this is I'm about to fuck you guys up. During the pandemic, they were doing little shows here outside in LA. I went up, and they was doing outside at the Ha Ha Comedy Club, North Hollywood. Went up, did my set. I went back to sit down, but you had to go around, and people were saying hello to me. Duno's on stage. And he'll tell you, he wasn't doing well, but he was in the beginning. And guess what? We all started like that. But because I might have said hello to somebody a little too loud, he's like, hey, can you shut the fuck up? You know? And he's trying to roast me. And I go, I don't know if you know who you're talking to, you know? And then we kind of go back and forth. Who tells me to shut the fuck up? Renee Vaca. Renee Vaca then tells me, hey, take it easy. And then Duno goes, no, let him go. And we just kind of had this little thing. It was done. His manager came up to me. We talked. And after I said, Duno, hey, it was great. Like, you know, it's like being in the trenches with somebody. Hey, good shit. Boom. Fast forward to that night. He's like, yo, but we're just laughing with each other in the bag. We're just talking shit. He's like, yo, hey, Arizona's crazy. Da, da, da. That's where I meet him. All these little things that have to happen. I always tell people, you know, before comedy, I was a writer. Short stories, poetry, spoken word poetry in New York City. And I remember one of the things I wrote, I said, you know, you should never take anyone for granted because you don't know how many things had to happen just for you to actually meet them. Where the times you should have went left, but you went right, you went up and down, and you went to that school, you would have never met these guys. All these things, man. And it is kind of like a full circle at this point. And I was like, oh shit, Duno. And I think about what had to happen for me to meet Duno. I had to like that show. you know.
And I'll make your story a little crazier too. So I've been talking to Duno for a while. Like we exchanged messages back and forth in the DMs for a year or so before I went to that show.
Oh damn!
But the only reason why I went to that show was I was at work and I was on IG. I put my phone down for a second, didn't lock it, picked it back up, grabbed it, and you know how sometimes you be pressing shit on the screen by accident.
Mm-hmm.
So Duno was going live. He was in his car on his way to Phoenix, and I accidentally clicked on his live. I was walking with my phone in my hand, and I didn't even know. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know is Duno's like shouting me out on his live, saying my name and shit. And I'm just and I look at my phone, and I'm like, oh fuck! I'm like, because you know how it says Will Hernandez joined, and I was like, oh shit! I'm like, and as soon as I heard my name, I like just typed on there, hey, Duno was good, bro. Like, check in with me next time you come to Phoenix, though. Like, and since I replied to that. That's when he was like, hey bro, come through, and he invited me to his show that night.
Yeah, that was a great night.
So it was actually crazy how, because we weren't even planning on going to the show. We didn't even know he was coming and performing that night. So it all happened from an accident.
I mean, it was a great show.
Yeah.
Fantastic show.
We loved it.
Out.
We loved it.
I mean, it's so funny that after the show, I'm like, dude, you remember when he goes, oh, you used to be skinnier. You fat now, bitch. I used to be 160, and I used to do that. But it is funny. And look, that goes to show you, like, that story could have led into so many ways of people hating on each other. Fuck you.
For sure.
Get my cousin with the gun. And da, da, da. It could, you know what I mean? Because people are stupid. And what I've learned is that people who kind of do things like that, they're kind of scared and insecure about other things within themselves, so they divert and be like, someone else handle this because I can't come to grips to handle it myself, which most of the time, it's all good. It's all love. Like, you know how many times where I'm like, oh, this person's going to throw me to space, and they're like, oh, it wasn't your fault. Don't worry about it. I'm like, oh. Instead of being, because sometimes little guys will be like, we'll be the aggressor. You know, like my boy, 6'11", 320 pounds, he tells me the number one thing he gets from short people when he meets them, he goes, damn, I'd have to shoot you. He's like, yo, we just met. Why you got to talk about shooting me, yo?
That low man syndrome.
Right? It's like, no, me, I'm always like, yo, what's up?
Yeah, we're just trying to be cool.
Yeah, I'm
you know?
trying to be friends.
I promise you, we're not looking for problems.
Yeah, I
and
just
shit.
met.
There's always a tough guy in the room. There's always a funny guy.
Yeah,
like,
there's
it
always
never
that.
fails.
And the thing is, like, the more cohesiveness, the better. Like, I'm trying to do that here with comedy in Arizona, where comedy, it's a competition, man. At the same time, it's competition. At the same time, we want it to be a brotherhood. Like, I went to Austin, and, there's certain groups that they've made it to this part, so they're together instead of so many people bringing the other one up. There's look, it's a longer process trying to help other people that maybe can't do anything for you, but it says everything about you. Give it up, Justin Massey, owner of Almost Famous and 50 Shades of Rosé, has nothing to benefit me shooting my podcast here every week. And then I asked him one time, like, yo, dude, you're sending people here, you're paying them an extra hour or two just for me to be here to do it. I go, why? He goes, because I know you're going to make it. So I need to be able to, whatever, if I can just open this place up for an hour or two earlier, hey, it's yours. What's that to me? And guess what? At one point, it'll be up to you to help somebody else out. And I hope you don't become short on it.
You don't take what I'm giving you and then just kind of, making it go to waste.
One of the biggest, as a comic, I haven't made it, right? I'm not making that crazy money or nothing like that. I'm busting my ass every day, And that's the one thing, like, I think a lot of my audience likes is that I don't pretend. Yeah, I'm a homeowner, but that was with a good job that I used to have that I quit 4 years ago. And now I've been trying to keep up with the bills, and then, I help my mom out and all these things. But I think people appreciate, like, the realness, because when I finally do have it, I won't pretend. And I, dude, I remember I was in a bad spot 7 months ago. I'll never forget. My brother passed away about 8 months ago, and colon cancer. So get yourself checked. You never know. They say by the time you feel it, you're at stage 4, which is a tough thing, bro. Yeah. I got in my final big money, like from tours I've been on, everything. I mean, I had a chunk of change for the first time in a long time. Pay for the funeral, right? And then start back at zero. But
mad respect.
it's always perspective. You know, I have the breath to go keep working. You know what I mean? I had to make sure all these things. And I think more attached to, like, you guys are talking about Mijo things. Like, I think that's sometimes people don't have a place to stand and even say what they feel or what they do. I was that kid. I was that kid that was like always kind of reading and stuff and learned lyrics to things, but I would never tell you I knew these songs. I would never tell you what books I read. But now, I was doing Big Brother, Big Sister of Arizona until COVID and stuff like that. Look, there's a lot of lost pups out there, and I think the general message, because I was reading your story, and I remember what the broadcaster said, and I haven't seen this maybe since you've been pre-drafted. They were like, why Will Hernandez? And there was a game you played. I don't know if you guys were losing like crazy, but you didn't give a shit. You played like if you were winning the whole game. Yeah. I think that was a championship game or something like that, or was it there was some type of tape of you being like, you're still going like 150%.
That might have been our last game.
Yes.
Because, and then shout out, Gettleman, too, because I think he brought it up to me, too, and he said that was a big reason why they drafted me was it was our last game. We were playing UAB, and we were getting our ass beat.
Yeah.
But, I had a goal, and I had things that I wanted to do, and then I've always believed, no matter whether you're competing in team sports or sport on your own, like, your pride and how you represent yourself means something. Like there comes a point to where the score doesn't mean nothing no more, right? Like who's going to win, who's going to lose. But like you representing yourself and how you are, because nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to talk to you after the game. The only way they're going to judge you is what they saw on the field. And I've been a big believer since I was a little kid in that, or ever since that incident, really. It goes back to that. But, yeah, man, and I just said, you know what? Like, hell no. Like, I don't care what the score
How
is.
long
We're
ago
going to
was
keep
that?
riding.
I remember that still.
That was November of 2017 because he was the left guard, I was the right guard.
I remember
We were all three actually playing.
We were
in that
all
game.
playing.
Yeah.
But
I was the younger one, yeah.
And I remember they were just like, his resiliency, just with it, no matter it was just like, I was like, oh, this is why they picked him. Because I think after they picked you, then they ran that, that footage or whatever. And I was like, damn.
Well, to open it up a little more, like we were down bad that game. It was the last game of the year. Like we were getting our ass beat.
So I didn't get that wrong. I knew it was something
but
like
to add a little more, I don't want to reopen any. So we hadn't won a game that year. We were 0-11. This is our last game, our last chance to win a fucking game. We're getting our ass beat. And this guy's still going 100, and that's just the player he is.
And that's crazy to go second round. Off of I didn't know the team didn't win a game that year.
Nah, bro, it was
which
a hard
goes to
bad.
show you. Whatever, but I mean, you're winning now. You know what I mean? Whether
sure.
it be not necessarily the scoreboard, but there are people that would trade those lives. They'll cut off their pinky, to even have the attempt that you've had. Because, some linemen. Think of your class. How many people are not here anymore?
Shit, man. Most of them.
Most, right?
Yeah, most of them.
I mean, now let's talk about the linemen in those first 6 rounds. I mean, there's probably some still here, but
Yeah. I mean, definitely less than half.
yeah. So
No, it's definitely a blessing even being able to play this long. And they always say the NFL stands for not for long. And, the average years that players play, the average lifespan of a NFL football player is 3.5 years. Damn. So anything over that, you're really blessed, or you're doing your shit right.
yeah, because and then sometimes all the talent in the world there's just circumstances that have in Arizona we'll have like I've hung out with Johnny Manziel here, and we've touched me and very briefly on it, but I could just tell circumstances do play a part in how you perform as well. Yeah. And also there's so many you could have been drafted to a different team that could have been a whole different outcome. Yeah. That could have led you down the wrong way. A teammate could have brought you down the wrong way. I think about those things where people got into car accidents and lost their lives and doing BS on the weekends. Yeah. It could end so fast. And I mean, not for nothing. I don't really see anything bad about you. I see them posting the Latino clips. Oh, you were with Ruiz, huh?
Yeah.
Yo! What's his name?
Andy.
Andy.
Ruiz. No, the boxer.
Yeah.
This motherfucker. Yo, don't get hit by that guy. Don't get hit. I do. So, Uncle Laser, a guy I've gone on tour with. You know, Cowboy
last name.
Cerrone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he took a
UFC
leg
fighter.
kick from him, right? With a pad, with the pad on it, still, and it laid him out on the floor. Like he was still gone, and it was supposed to be like a promo video. Like, come see me in California, L.A., Arizona.
Wait, who took that hit?
The comedian Uncle Laser.
Gotcha.
He's 5'7",
Yeah.
160, 70 pounds. Cowboy Cerrone is so big. He's a big dude. I didn't know how big he was since he's retired. He's a big dude. Dude, there's footage of it on his thing. He's filming a Western with him in New Mexico.
That's hard.
He's filming a Western in New Mexico with him. And he took the kick, and other guys wanted to do it too. And I guess Cowboy had a little something extra for this guy who was like on like a show like, what was it called? Fuckboy Island? Marco, yeah. And I guess he laid it on him a little bit more, and he said he couldn't like use that leg for a while. So to Andy Ruiz, I was gonna say, like, what if I hold it up here? It probably would just fucking hit my face, and I'd be done. So have you like just felt his power, like holding the bag for him or anything like that?
No, so we didn't do anything like hands on with each other, or any bag work or sparring,
Just
or anything
working
like
out?
that. Just straight working out.
Oh, nice.
You know, man's worth too much. You know. We
Yeah.
couldn't risk anything like that. But no, bro, I did see him train though, close up with his guys, and then him going 100% on those bags and on those mitts. So I can tell you from firsthand experience that it's crazy the amount of like torque, speed, explosiveness that he carries himself with. And I mean, not for nothing was he champion at one point. You know,
The first Mexican heavyweight.
Yeah, hell yeah. And
Dude,
yeah, man, he's lethal for sure.
That punch. I don't know if we're ever even allowed to like replay that footage, but it was Anthony Joshua, right?
Yes.
Anthony Joshua looks like a black Greek god.
Yeah, bro.
Is what he looks like. He is chiseled. He looks like
6'6".
a specimen.
Yeah.
And you see, and when he lays it on him, you go, oh shit, it's happening. Like when I saw it, I go,
You see,
it was like a Buster Douglas moment versus Mike Tyson and whatever. And here's the thing: what I like about Andy is like, no matter what, he can lose for the rest of the fights for the rest of his life. He has that moment forever.
Yeah.
That's like the guy who ends up winning an NBA championship for the New York Knicks. After you just got to be good 1 year for the rest of your life, and it'll be like winning 5 championships.
But that's enough for our people.
Yes.
We're gonna hold on to that championship ourselves.
Forever. Like, yo, I mean, I'm surprised they're not gonna put him on the paper in Mexico, the money in Mexico. For Andy Ruiz, the whatever, the $50 bill, whatever they have. Peso, you know what's so funny? People tell me like, oh, that's like $1 for 12 pesos. What does that mean? Do you go to Mexico often enough to kind of know the
like
breakdown?
19 pesos for every American dollar.
Yeah.
Okay, but what can I get for 19 pesos?
Probably
Nothing.
Some candy or some shit.
So that's what I'm
Like a
saying.
little
Like, so like a McDonald's meal is what? 100 pesos?
Probably a little less, depending what you get. Like, obviously, you order like us, probably not. But
Yo, you know, have you guys ever thought about doing? Because you guys are big taste testing things and like doing content that way and rating
So
it.
actually, I'll let 'em
big
know.
man.
We're actually gonna open up our own food truck, Mijo's Tacos, in El Paso, Texas.
Oh
And
hell yeah!
It's gonna be everything.
There
we
is a
love about
comedy
food.
scene there in El Paso. Let's Gatsby, let's write down El Paso, Texas. I think Laser has a bunch of people out there. And we can do something like collab something where we go out there and,
sure.
and
That'd
we'll
be
do the
tight.
food truck as
Bro,
the stuff.
El Paso definitely needs to hear you, man. They definitely need to experience one of your shows.
Yo,
Yeah.
I've been going.
They would love you out there, bro.
I've been going off the rails lately.
What's the toughest thing about comedy, you think?
It used to be like handling a bomb. I used to take it very personal. Like they used to say the best way to explain, because people go, "What does it feel like?" Tom Segura explains it as you inviting the girl that you're in love with, let's say Tahir,
Yeah.
And you invite all your friends, your family, your mom, your dad. And then she invites all her friends, her family, mom and dad. And there's one microphone, and you tell her, hey, I'm so in love with you. You confess your love. And then she goes, can I have the microphone? Ew. And then go, like that feeling of, oh my. Sergio Chacon, a guy who opens for Chris Stefano a lot. And it's one of the guys I've worked with plenty of times. He said that he bombed so bad, he left his jacket in the crowd. Like, he didn't even want to get. That's how bad he felt.
That shit gives me anxiety, bro. I don't know how you do it.
Well, so the bomb used to hurt me a lot. Now, you'll see, like, sometimes some crowds will go like, oh, he's probably going to feel bad about what he said. And I just look at them like, no, I don't feel bad. I don't. And even if I did, I'm not going to show you. See, that's the number one thing. Even in athletics, like, if you see somebody going, you're like, oh, you just showed me.
I got you.
You're done. You're done. You're huffing and puffing. Because I used to wrestle in high school, and they used to always make us go, like, if the period's done, you got to go back to the front. You run back there. Like, I got all the energy in the world. It's psychological to the other person going, dude, you ain't tired?
Yep.
Like, nah, I ain't tired.
Plants that seed.
Keep that poker face.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why in boxing, too, when you get hit with a good punch, they laugh it off, but that should actually really hurt them.
Of course.
Yeah, but they're laughing
I do the
it
same
off,
shit.
showing you, like, yeah, that ain't shit.
Well,
but
it's kind of
in
like,
their head.
what was my guy? The one that beat Devin Haney?
Ryan Garcia?
But when he got hit by Tank?
Yeah, and he just went to one knee and started laughing. Yeah.
Yo, there is something about that gut, that kidney shot, that it hits you so it's like hot sauce, yo.
No,
You're
and I
like,
train at an MMA gym in the off season, so I'm around these guys all day. I mean, I'm not
Oh, yeah,
partaking,
but
so I'm around them, and they all tell me they would rather take a full head shot rather than a kidney shot.
yeah, man.
They all say the same thing.
And
They'll
the
make you-
spleen, too. The
Be
spleen
like
will just
pissing
shut your
blood,
body
you
down
get that
completely.
Hey, yo, you
Yeah.
piss blood, yeah. But the comedy thing, to me, it's always. You know what I like about being me at this point of my life in comedy? Like, I'm not the headliner yet. I'm the feature. No one knows me. No one came here to see me. No one cares about me. So it's my job to win you over. Like, you may not know me. They'll be like, oh, this is the time to go take a piss. I'm like, this is the wrong time to take a piss. So I'm about to give you some hell real quick. Like, I was in Texas, and there, I was like, oh, let me spit out some ideas. Like, I have this one where I think it's new in its joke life, but I said, do you know they let women fly planes now? They let women become pilots. And then you hear like women go, I was like, no, I'm like, I was like, they also let men babysit. I guess you can do both. I guess you're technically allowed to do both, but I don't trust either one of you with my kids. And it's tough because you don't know where it's going. Because you may think what's funny here, and you say it out there, and they go, it's the equivalent of kicking game to a girl, and you're about to say something funny, and she's like, wow, that's a little extreme, dude. Like, chill. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, I'll be back later. I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah.
That's legitimately the difference. The difference is like I don't care anymore. Like, I've gotten to emotion where I've said crazy things. I'll say things and see if I can get myself out of it. And I did a show here, and I was like, I have a joke where I say like about a girl having hairy armpits, and one girl in the thing, she goes, I have them, and she kind of fucks up my whole joke, and I go, that's disgusting. and her friends are like, fuck you, bitch. Like, to the point they wouldn't let me even finish the show. And I'm like, no, it's okay. That's not the worst thing about you. You're fat too. And then I was like, no, it's not the worst thing about you. You're fat too. She's like, fuck you. My hair is beautiful. I'm like, the one on top of your lip is, that one's gross. And then just inside, I did not feel great because it messed up
The dynamic.
my whole motion, like my whole where I'm going. It's like in athletic, I'm thinking like in football, the best way to put it is like if like you're supposed to pull, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are on the same page, and the fucking running back just fucking hits you from right here. You're like, yo, what the like you're, and then you're like, causing a fumble, whatever. Everything's basically fucked up, and it's not the way it's supposed to be, and you know you're gonna hear it after you're done, and somehow it's your fault.
Yeah.
Because you went there or whatever. But it's mostly women. Women don't have the best sense of humor, and it's not because I hate women. I adore women. I love women. Women are more neurotic by nature. You know, they're
Emotional.
Yeah, they're more emotional, and that's a cool thing about them.
Yeah.
I don't want a girl that's a dude that don't give a shit.
Yes, bro.
You know, I want a
Yes.
girl that cares.
Yeah.
But in comedy, I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are some girls, like some women comics, man, they go there. They go there. Like one girl in Austin, she has a joke more or less about how they should bring back hitting women because at least they didn't have to pay for shit. Dude, that's great, right? But you'll have some women go, no, you shouldn't. And people have to understand that this isn't real life. I always tell people, like, this isn't.
Yes.
I go, you ever watch the movie and the person dies in the movie? You know they don't really die in the movie, right? I have to tell them that. It's for your entertainment. Okay, cool. You got it? Bah, great. You know, that's the stressful part about it. But now, this is what I always want to ask. People talking shit as you're walking into the tunnel.
Fuels me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it gets me going. It makes me feel like, fuck yeah, like they're into it. Because at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck, you know what they say? Like, I'm there to play.
Yeah.
But I see it more as in, like, all right, cool, there's energy here. Like, I like it. I like that more. I would rather have fans from the other team talking shit rather than just sitting quiet watching the game. Because then it just
What's been a
feels
quiet
like,
stadium?
I
you
don't know.
played
I just feel like I want to be in that, like,
Yeah, you want to be
that
like
energy,
playing
bro.
in Philly or something.
yeah. What were you
Well,
saying?
what's a quiet stadium you've been at?
Honestly, in the league, man, there is not one. I think
Who has the lowest attendance in the NFL?
Carolina?
maybe like the Tennessee Titans,
Carolina or Tennessee?
Carolina.
But there's like
Or the Browns. Cleveland.
those. Here's the thing: New York Giants, right? I love them to death.
Mm.
Yo, they can suck for 20 years in a row. One of the most expensive fucking teams to ever watch play football.
Loyal
Yeah.
fan
It's
base.
one of the most expensive tickets you will ever watch. That MetLife Stadium. It's like my friends like, yeah, I got some tickets for $350 each. I was like, where you sitting? Right on the top, last row. Like it's so. I'm like, you could have got a ticket to Miami. Bears lowest.
Bears.
Bears the lowest. Who would have thought?
Oh,
Week
shit.
last season.
Last season. Okay. Now let me tell you something about, and maybe we'll fuel some Arizona, some fans. I feel like there's a lot of bandwagoners here in this state. They only like stuff when the thing is going their way. One of the craziest things I ever saw, because I know Arizona, the Cardinals, it's not like they've been here for 50 years.
Yeah.
This is a newer thing. It's going to take time to build that type of resilient fan, which there are, but not all those fans can afford tickets. I know that's always an issue. Like, they're fans. You should see them at the bars. Fucking Cardinals jersey, Cardinals socks, Cardinals thong, Cardinals breath mint, Cardinals everything. But they may not have the funds to go right to Glendale and watch one of these games. To see a stadium half full of the other team, even if it's my team, it would bother me.
Yeah.
Bothers
that's-
us, bro.
I mean, we're friends and family that go watch him play.
Cowboys.
The Lions are crazy.
The Lions have a big.
Crazy.
They travel
really
very well.
Yeah.
I
the
did
Eagles.
not know that.
Yeah, the Eagles at Glendale.
Niners.
insane.
Chargers.
Chargers.
They were
yeah.
okay.
No, they were actually.
Yeah, they were good.
Oh,
the
that's
Niners
the game
were
that I
crazy.
was able to go to. Thank you very much for the
Hell
tickets.
yeah.
Appreciate
boys.
it.
I'm talking
Monday
about.
Night Football.
Yeah, yeah.
Real
Put a
things
little
right
bet
there.
on Murray to rush over 50 yards, and he definitely did. Thank you very much. Hey, pay for my popcorn. Yo, but it is weird. Like Arizona Cardinals, right? It's in Glendale. It's so far away from everything else.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful spot to have it. I do like what's that called?
Westgate, all
Westgate,
that.
because there's a comedy club called Stir Crazy there, and shout out Lamar Mitchell, who runs every Wednesday night there. But it's a great spot. Great spot. It looks millions of dollars spent on that Westgate area. But what is crazy, kind of like the New York Yankees when the Bronx, like after you leave the stadium, go home. It's kind of like
telling
Glendale's
y'all.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Can you look up the murder rate in Maryville, Arizona? Murderville. It is crazy. That is right there. But I think it kind of gives it a little something.
Yeah, that,
You know,
that
and
edge that
little something
Cardinals
that
fans have.
danger's right around the corner. Don't be worried about interception.
I like feeling something.
Worry
so
about
that's
another
cool.
bullet being caught. You know? Yo, but
Wow.
Maryville,
What?
right?
Their crime rate, yeah. Violent crime rate.
What is the most
Where's this?
violent high school in
Westgate,
Arizona?
right?
That's what I was like.
It's right there. It's right in the outer skirts. Maryville is also known as Murderville. When it comes to, I think, per capita in murder, it ranks up there with Chicago. Yeah, it's crazy. But we're gonna.
Yeah, I didn't know we were
That's
like that
something.
out
You
here,
want to know
bro.
what's so crazy? I've always wanted to do something there, because I've driven there. I mean, daytime everything's fine. I've dated a girl there when I first moved to Arizona, and they were like, "You gonna go to Maryville? Oh, take my bulletproof vest with you, bro." Like it was like that, and I was like, "Stop!" And they're like, and a girl brought me in, and she was like, "Close the door, lock the door, come inside." I'm like, she's like, "You should leave before it gets dark here." I'm like, "What the hell?" But I actually do want to do something there. I would love to do something during the day. During the day.
Wait, what was the last one?
Most violent high school in Arizona. I think Maryville High School. I love the names of the high schools. Like Cortez, Cortez High School. I came from Sleepy Hollow, about the Headless Horseman. Where
That's hard,
my
though, too.
mascot is a guy that is only weapon is a pumpkin, and if he throws that, he misses, then he'll see you next Halloween or some shit. That's really it. Most violent.
There was a bunch of them, but it's like, yeah, Cortez is one of them.
Cortez.
You know, there's like a lot of black Nike Air Forces there too, huh?
Oh my gosh.
High top with the
yeah.
strap and
High
shit.
They don't strap it though, like they just leave that shit.
Bunch of
hang, bro.
Walmart gift cards on the street from scamming.
Yeah.
Dude, one time I was over listening to a conversation at QT. Shout out QT, clean bathrooms. Love you to death.
Shout out QT for
Yeah.
real.
Slushies and shit.
Really great. The guy was like, "Yo, did you get them gift cards from that lady?" "Yeah, baby, I'm working on it." "They better be 150 each." "Oh yeah." I never knew how big scamming was. I'm not part of it. I'm not. If there's a way of doing it and it being legal, I'll be a part of it. But then it wouldn't be a scam. But
I forgot about Trevor Brown, but Maryville is the other one. Trevor Brown's the other. They're basically the
the
same.
high school,
Yeah.
like
It's, yeah, Maryville.
TT low-key?
High School. It's all in the
Tom
South
Brady?
Side,
South Side. Yo, I do want to connect you with these rappers that were just on the Bootleg Kev show. Dude, these guys, they messy and they all three of them probably way less than you altogether. But they on that. Trust me, I see people that look like them. I don't care if you weigh 90 pounds and you lighter than Jada Pinkett. There's shit that they do. But anyways, they follow me back. I followed them. They're on the Bootleg Kev show. They're one of the only like Arizona type artists. But I did invite them on the pod, and we'll be hearing back from them. But I kind of want to do something. Like, hey, is there a Latino that paints? You know, that airbrushes, that does this?
Yeah.
Like, I have a dude, I want to introduce you to, my boy Eddie Oaxaca. He has he used to be my boss at the bank. We used to work together for 7 years. And during the pandemic, he goes, "I don't want to do this anymore." Like, it made people realize what they didn't want to do.
Yeah.
See, I want to open up my own mechanic shop. And he knows everything. His dad is like the master foreman mechanic for the city of Phoenix. He's been building engines since he was 8 years old. Like, he has every, like, I mean, he does G-Wagons, but does Honda Civics too. Like, does everything. He was doing it in his house. Finally opened up a spot. If you look at it, it's like a mechanic shop you've never seen before. It's like Latino influence. There's all this amazing art that, like, the same person that did Devin Booker's house is there. That did their stuff. They had a big grant. I want to introduce you to him because he lives like in Phoenix, and they just opened up this beautiful shop. It's like, dude, you go in there, you're like, is this a nightclub or is this a mechanic shop? Yeah. But yeah, just something that with Mijo things and everything, like, he's really big into, like, just he's one of the only mechanics that are doing, like, you know how people can apply for a firm or Klarna or these things that help you pay as you go.
Yeah.
So he has that available as mechanic shop. Other mechanic shop is cash,
Yeah.
immediate credit card. So now he's opening it up like, hey, if you need time to pay, I have options.
You're seeing those are the kind of businesses that, or people that we like socializing with and we like collabing with. You know, people that are kind of like on that same mindset and that same mission. At the end of the day, we're here to help. We want to, you know, help start with our people, but we're here to help whoever.
Yeah, when he opened up, because he had to open up because the city of Phoenix was telling him you cannot fix things at your house anymore. So anyways, he got a bounce house for the kids. He made it family orientated. He got DJs. He got another Mexican dude that he actually knows a lot of people. And I'm like, how do you know these people? He goes, man, I'm from here. So I know this guy was in, America's Best Dance Crew. This guy was in, America's Got Talent. These are the lowriders of Arizona. All these guys came through with their lowriders. And for the kids, hey, do the kids want to go inside and do the stuff to get, like those type of things? So to be in an affiliation with them, but also with everything else, like, you know what I would like to do, and we'll say it right here. I would like a vending machine with some type of Mijo Things product and get them in a Scottsdale nightclub. I know enough of these people,
That'd be hard.
and I know if they
Stupid
had
boys,
something with Latin influence, not for nothing, they'll benefit from it too. They'll be like, look, we support. And however we got to do it, right? But because there's a place in downtown Phoenix, I don't know who it is. It was a woman, this white owner. She was like, oh, what do you do? I sell these hair products. They're I'm a black owner, hair product. Great. Would you like to do a vending machine? Boom, put it in there. So the woman's making a lot of money off the vending machine. The owner goes, I'm supporting black businesses. So her business is getting all this other stuff. So one hand washes the other, both wash the face, And I think the more we collab with each other is going to be the best. The number one thing, and I think we'll leave it on, then we're going to go through some questions. The best thing I've heard that's changed my whole life is that people in the bottom are in competition. People at the top are collaborating. It's number one.
Yep.
And now for the real questions. And we'll go down the list. You guys, you'll answer first, second, and third.
Okay.
Give you a little time.
You're not first, you're last, bro.
If aliens abducted you and said you had to explain the internet in 30 seconds or they destroy Earth, what would you say?
Everything you want to know about the world is on the internet. Any question you have, it's on there. Just look it up.
I think you got that one. All right, we're gonna go to the next one. That was good.
Yeah.
If animals could talk, which species do you think you would be? Which species do you think would be the rudest?
Oh shit.
Pit bulls? No, it's
Electric eels, bro.
Electric eels.
For
Wow.
real, I don't know. Like
They be on that bullshit.
on that bullshit, like I just
That's
feel like they're hella
specific.
fucking
Slithery.
Yeah, bro. They're slippery and shit, kind of like snake-like.
Yeah, I
It's full
guess
of
they don't look
bullshit.
like they're full of emotion.
Yeah, nah. I
Well,
just
what do you
hella
think?
rude and
Which
shit.
animal will be the rudest? If they could all talk English and Spanish.
That was specific as
Hey,
fuck.
low-key
huh?
though, low-key though, I would say the kangaroo. Like, I don't like how those motherfuckers be like, trying to body me up and shit.
I don't like how they be moving.
Like,
I
how
never
they
thought-
just stand like that and shit.
I never thought an animal could check my ego.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
what I'm
fucking
saying,
kangaroo
bro.
I'm
and
gonna
shit.
say
Like,
easy one. Cats. Like,
Cats.
Cat,
Oh,
yeah,
see.
bro.
Yeah,
He has a
cats
cat, but I'm telling you, cats. I told him.
Unless it's Garfield.
Yeah.
Unless it's Garfield.
I told him if a cat was any bigger, it'd try to kill you. All right. If you could switch your laugh with any sound effect, what would you choose?
The boom meter, like the boom, boom. Yeah, for sure, one of those.
Shout out AJ and Big Justice.
Yeah.
Like, depending how hard you laugh is how many booms you get.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Hey, what was the thing that they blew up for? It was like my brother just died.
I'm sorry about your big brother that passed away. It gets 5 big booms.
At least they were like considerate enough to like lower their tone.
Yeah,
and
they
shit.
were like, we'll get 6 booms.
That's
you
my
know?
mon,
Yeah.
bro.
That's funny. So what would be your noise every time you laugh? Sound effect.
Shit. Honestly, bro, I would want Quagmire's laugh from Family Guy.
Okay.
I would take that shit for real.
All right.
You know how like when you were on AOL and shit and you were trying to connect? I would just do that.
The connection.
Fuck it.
When we were trying to start up the internet like cavemen. All right. Okay, if you could only communicate using movie quotes for a day, which movie are you picking?
Rocky 4.
Damn.
Yeah, if he dies, he dies.
Motivation.
Nacho Libre.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Damn.
That's on me, bro. That's boys, though.
I feel like I would say like Wedding Crashers covers all the bases.
Oh, that
Yeah,
does.
That's a good one.
That does. If your pet could talk, what's the first thing they would say to you?
Why are y'all looking at me? Well, I don't have pets, so but
Good question.
I mean, if I had a pet, let's take this back 5 years ago.
Okay.
And if I had a dog, and he'd just be like, "Hey, bro, you really need to fucking slow down. You just need to chill the fuck out."
Like it was
you know?
like at the low point in your life.
It was a very rock bottom low point. I was living extremely fast, and just like, "Hey, bro, chill the fuck out." That would be my dog for sure.
Mine would just say, play with me, for sure. Just play with me and
Yeah.
play with me and play with me.
They probably just tell you already. So you have 2 German Shepherds.
Yeah. So they're high energy dogs, especially one of them. And anytime they come up to me while I'm laying down on the couch and like watching TV and chilling, they'll come up to me, but they'll put their face right up against my face. And I feel like anytime they do that, they're like telling me like, hey, get your fat ass up. Let's go outside.
And for the final, would you rather always have Cheeto dust on your fingers or feel like you have a popcorn kernel stuck in your teeth forever?
Oh, Cheeto dust for sure.
Cheeto dust in your
Yeah,
fingers
Cheeto
forever?
dust.
I honestly, bro, I think I'm gonna go with the popcorn kernel. It's just like I feel there's
You're just always going to keep doing this?
that, but it's just like if I see Cheeto dust on you, I'm like, that's fucking musty, you know? Like it bugs me. So I'm gonna just go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colonel too, just because like I'm very fidgety, like I always got some going on, so I feel like that would kind of keep me like entertained, just chilled out.
Hell yeah. So I do want to tell you guys also, one, thank you guys for coming. Let's give them applause. Put the black people applauding them, Gatsby. Black people. We talked about it in the last episode. I said there's something about the black compliment that just hits different. Like I was in Chicago but nothing's worse than getting booed by black people. There was a guy going and all you heard was a black woman in the background going, this ain't for you, baby. Like that shit.
That shit was
hurt.
sting, yeah.
That shit hurt. But ain't nothing better when somebody black dude go, oh yo, some nice shoes you got on. You're like, yeah, you think so?
Motherfucker hard,
You
boy.
think so?
That motherfucker
You
hard,
think
boy.
You think these are nice? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Will has a Trackhawk, and we pulled up to the gas station one time. I was driving.
Just got
Black
it
dude
wrapped.
comes out, he's like, that motherfucker hard, boy. And I
We're
was
like, bet, bro, thanks.
It's like an inside joke now we say for everything and shit.
Yeah, that shit hard.
appreciate it.
But hey, we'd love to. Let's put Mijo Things website right here. Was it MijoThings.com?
.shop.
Dot
Dot shop.
MijoThings.shop.
MijoThings.shop. Let's go put 3 shirts right in front of us, if possible, right here, whatever is best displayed. You guys just had a drop.
Just had to drop. Yeah.
March 1st we launched, and then from here on out, in about a month from now, we're gonna start dropping every month.
Consistently. Once we drop our summer drop, that's coming up around the time of the beginning of June.
Yeah.
From there, it's just going to be month after month, just very limited quantity pieces.
Hey, once I get the okay for this, the bingos I host, I would love if one of the prizes, or maybe multiple prizes, are Mijo merch. And maybe and you guys come out,
Hell yeah.
we'll get you guys a table. We'll take care of
play
it.
bingo? Shit.
Hell
Yeah.
As long as we can play, bro, we're down.
Yeah, you guys can play.
No cap, like I'm really good at bingo.
So
And
He
tonight-
says that.
Nah, bro.
So-
he says that shit, bro.
So-
Unless
so-
I'm-
so
unless
get
I'm
this.
I want to
playing,
see
bro.
it.
Time I play,
Yo,
bro, I
so
win.
get this. So
Man, I
every
play.
other week, so tonight is cash. It's starts off, 25, 75, grand prize $500, and you don't got to pay to play. You just come through and play, have a good time, and adjusted drink menu $8 margarita, $8 seltzers, $8 Happy Dads. Because the whole thing was like, if I'm gonna bring my bases here, Chandler, Tempe, Mesa, Scottsdale, Wednesday is a rough time to pay $25 for a drink. You know what I mean?
For sure,
So
bro.
we had an $8, $9, $10 menu, a little
Sick.
bit easier, more chill. Makes you even want to buy a person a drink, right? Yeah. Oh, it's at $8. Yeah, get us all together. So, and then every other one is actual prizes, physical things. So maybe we'll get you in contact with the GM of Hi-Fi, and we'll have a Mijo Things bingo night.
That'd be sick, bro.
Done, bro.
Down?
Done.
Done.
Down.
All right, guys, go ahead and Gatsby, if we can go ahead and put all their Instagrams up on them. Mr. Will Hernandez, of course, follow Gatsby, the artist. He's doing a lot of good things. He's cutting his hair on a weekly basis. He is a family man,
Fresh.
and he's Native American, and he's not in a cupboard. My name is Eric Bernal, and as always, go fuck yourself. Thank you.
NY, the AZ is SVO. Jokes aside, the realest when you hear it coming from the Eric Bernal show is Scottsdale. Very own, get your phone and hear a call. We going up, now let them know. SVO, Sleepy Hollow.